All right, so this technique is called packing tape transfer, and you can do it with either a magazine, which I will show you, or a copy. So this needs to be like a copy from a copy machine or like from a LaserJet printer. Inkjet won't work. So if you have an inkjet at home, it's not going to work. You can definitely do it with a magazine. So the first thing, so also you need packing tape. So that would be something you supply. All these are things you supply. This was just an extra if you wanted to do it and you had the supplies. And then just warm tap water. It doesn't need to be hot, just warm in like a shallower dish. This is just something I got cookies in, but a nice shallow bowl would be just fine. So first I'm going to just flip through and see what I want to inkjet transfer. So today I'm going to do it with both a magazine image and an inkjet printer printed page. I just printed this out from my laser. Did I say inkjet before? Oh, come on. And I actually think I'm going to cut myself right in half. And you can see the laser, it's just all falling apart. It's not a good copy, but that's fine. Okay, so I've got me here, and if you want to do it with a magazine, you can do it with a magazine. Then you're going to get your packing tape, and you want to make good contact with your packing tape. Get a clean piece here. This is really thin packing tape. There is different qualities of it. And you want to put it as flat as possible. I have this waterproof surface here, so it's not really going to stick, so I don't think. So it's going to be okay. But I'm going to put my tape right down there at the top and try not to get any bubbles or wrinkles as I go down. You got to get that little bit of the foot there. So I'm just going to take a little bit more packing tape and just put it right over that area too, and kind of, I did get a few wrinkles. I'm just gonna burnish that down. I'm gonna pull up the whole thing. I'm gonna plop it in my warm water. Okay, before I do, I'm gonna really make sure that the paper is stuck to the tape, because what we're doing is we are actually transferring the ink that is on this magazine page onto the sticky tape. Okay? And you could cut off some of the extra at this point. I think this is a good time to do it. So I'm just going to cut off some of the extra. I'm not going to go super close to the image. Because I don't think the white will transfer, because the white is just the white of this paper that the magazine was on. Most magazines work, not all do. So every magazine has a little bit different paper. Fashion magazines are really hard to work with because they're so thin, but I do believe they work. Some National Geographics work, that kind of thing. Okay, so I got my little rain boot here. I'm going to plop them in the water and just let it sit for a little while. And this is warm water, just warm out of the tap. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. This one looks a little bit more challenging, but I think I can do it. So again, I'm trying not to get any wrinkles in the tape. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to slowly work my way down. Pressing it down, trying to press out any wrinkles I see. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Who's perfect? Nobody. Okay. Starting at the top again. I overlapped my tape. I overlap my tape a little bit right here. Okay, going on the other side and just really pressing it down. This does take patience. It's trying my patience, this tape, okay? I'm just going to cut off the extra. I think it's easier to do it at this point, but you know, everybody has a little bit different process. Tape's all sticky here. I like to clean up as I go. Okay, I'm going to give that one more bit of pressure, really pushing it down to get the ink from the image really, really, really secure and mashed into that tape. Might even take something like this, like a rounded, hard plastic part, and this is called burnishing. Just making that seal on the tape on the paper really good. We'll see if this works. Some inkjet or laser copies are better than others. Okay, put that in the warm water. Okay, we let it sit for a little while. Let's see, how's this one doing? This one needs to sit. So I'm going to just let it sit for a little bit. You can kind of agitate. I'll come back when it's nice and ready for the next step. Okay, the one from the magazine is not ready yet, but the other one is. So it just depends on what paper it is. I'm going to get some paper towels out here, and just so I don't make a big mess. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly peel up the paper, rubbing really gently. And what this does is it leaves the ink behind. So let me see. Is it working? Yeah, it is. Go slow, be gentle. So this one turned out really great, and it's super wet, so I'm just going to let it air dry, and I'll show you when that one's done. See how this one is doing. So the magazine paper is taking a little bit longer to break down. It's just kind of, I don't really want, I don't want to rush it. So I'm just taking my time. If you rub too hard, it'll rub off the ink. The ink is just kind of barely hanging on there. Ooh. Awesome. Fun. There's my boots. So, okay, so I'm going to let these two dry, and I'll come back when they're nice and dry. All right, so I'm back, and my pieces have dried, and I feel like this one's pretty good. It still has some paper on it in different places, but this one definitely has a lot of paper on it. So I want to see if I can get some of that white paper off. So I'm going to put it back in the warm water. Remember, this is just tap water. I just changed my dish here. And I'm going to work with this image right now. So once you have your image, you're going to get your journal, you're going to figure out where you're going to put it, and you're going to use glue. Glue stick. And this was a flap that I did, so if you haven't watched the flap video and you want to know about this, you can go over and watch the flap video. But this one I wanted to either put right here. I was thinking maybe I could wrap it around the edge, but no, I'm just going to put that right there. Now it is tape, so I'm not going to be able to put much on top of this in the way of watercolor or marker. I could probably put Sharpie over it and that would stick. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue stick both to this surface here. See how much I do? A lot. And to this surface. And really get around the edges. Here I'm just burnishing it down, really making good contact with the tape. I'm using my knuckles, the side of my fingernail. Okay, so that is a tape transfer. That one is with a laser jet. And then let's see how this one's doing here. This one might take a little bit more time. Okay, and it's okay if it has a little bit, but you kind of want, the idea is that you see through to the to whatever's underneath, and that makes it really cool in your journal. So I'm going to let this soak for a little bit longer. All right, so now it is totally a lot better. Not perfect, okay? And I could fussy cut it. That is something that I can show you here. Fussy cutting is just getting the very precise edge of something. And it's fussy, right? And my scissors are not really sharp enough for this fussy cutting. So you could do that, or you could just leave the little border around it. And let's see. I think I'm going to put it here with the mushroom because it kind of goes with like rain and stuff, right? Okay. So again, glue here and then glue on the back. Lots of glue going over and over and over. All right, so that is a packing tape transfer. Thanks, guys.